A huge shout out to the overthinkers.
An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers, shout out Buffet too.
All about faith to this is Parker, yeah. Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Thando kuphela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ubuchopho ngeke buphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Welcome, everybody, to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host, and this show is not about football. We really love football. We watch football. We enjoy football. And this is a place where we can speak as fans and really talk about what we think about what we're seeing and not hearing it from analysts and TV people and former players, but we can have our own chats and learn and grow by ourselves. Guys, the show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. And then Fridays at 12:30 is my members show. The members, of course, are those that contribute financially towards the show. And some of the smartest people that I know in terms of football, we have all types of conversations, very deep, amazing conversations in our WhatsApp group. To gain access to that WhatsApp group, click on subscribe on YouTube and then click on join, and you'll be able to jump in and we can engage more. I'm telling you guys, it's an amazing place to be and watch. Of course, today we're going to be doing the Monday show. It's a review show, which is mainly to do with what happened over the weekend. On Friday, Mamelodi Sundowns got past Young Africans through penalties. On the next day, Kaizer Chiefs lost 2-0 to Chippa United. And then, of course, Orlando Pirates played some incredible football to win 7-1 versus Arrows. We're going to start off with Chippa versus Chiefs, going to the Pirates game, and then going to Sundowns versus Young Africans. Guys, can we please today, please, I beg you, can we please be straight to the point when we're speaking, because we're trying to get through everything, man. We're trying to get through all of these games and give as many people enough time to talk, and I can ask questions and do all of those things. So please, can we be short and straight to the point with our answers? And when I say us on the show and I say we are joining the show, I mean that you can actually call in for those who are watching on YouTube, and you do that by joining me on TikTok and following me live on TikTok. While I'm live on the show, there'll be a button at the bottom of the screen that says multi-guest. It's got a pink man hugging a blue man, and then a pink man hugging a blue man, and then you can click on that request. I let you in, and you can add your voice live to the show. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna get started. With hey man, I'm gonna get started with Kaizer Chiefs versus Chippa United. Yo, guys, yeah. Chippa United managed to beat Kaizer Chiefs 2-0. They were playing at Buffalo City Stadium, not the best of conditions. The weather was bad, the pitch was bad, but Kaizer Chiefs managed to be even worse on the day. And Chippa took advantage of some of their poorest defending in order for them to take advantage. It was really crazy because at some points Chippa was playing sublime champagne football, guys. They were tunging the polebal tunga. They were playing passes. They were doing all of these things that made them look like, man, it's like we're playing a team that's at the top of the table, you know. And I think that's down to Kaizer Chiefs itself not being structured, not having anything on the pitch that shows you. You know, at this point, I don't even care for them to be good. I don't care for form. I don't care to see tactics. I don't care to see any of that stuff. I just want to see people who are committed and people who are giving us everything that they have on that pitch. And believe you me, this team is not doing that. So I want to open up first by speaking about that. The stats are as follows. Chippa United had 11 shots, 3 on target. Kaizer Chiefs had 18 shots, 3 on target. 59% possession versus Chippa's 41. And then Chiefs had 337 passes versus Chippa's 247. 71% pass completion rate, and then 59%. Now, hey guys, it's tough. It's tough. Let's hear what you guys have to say about this match. Like I said, guys, today can we be a little bit quicker with our responses and our chats, so that we can get through a lot of meat. Today we've got a lot of things to get through. So let's go. Let's see, guys. Don't be shy. Jump in. Anybody can jump in. I know some of you may think that only certain people can come in, but really everyone can come in, and those guys are just confident enough in their opinions to jump in first. So feel free to jump in, man. We're all family here. Let me open up. Alejandro, ntangabona. How are you, my brother? Tell me about this game, Melendro. Tell me about this game, Melendro. It's been a long time, man. Hey, man, what's going on? Okay, Alendro, I'm gonna come back. It seems like there's a bit of a problem. Request again and jump in. Let me go to Prince. Prince, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good afternoon. Or is it evening?
It's evening, guys. How?
Yes. Oh, no, I thought it was still afternoon.
It's usually what I want, then people don't know afternoon and evening. It's fine. Prince, tell me, what did you think of this game?
No, I have to say Chiefs is the top class team.
Heaven. Heaven.
Because they can disappoint you with high rate. They've signed a new coach.
Guys, I don't want to
Coach
say anything
disappointment.
about it. Don't bring me into that yet.
Hey, let me go. You know, the problem with Chiefs now, it's no more players or coach, it's management. They must deal with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the network is not good. Yeah.
No, carry on. Make your point, and then I'll move on. No problem.
Yeah. Well, on the game, Chippa was not that powerful. Chiefs first 10 minutes they were playing very good football. Siale was a very good player for the day. But now Chiefs management, I think, messed up. It's not about the players, it's not about the coach, it's management, pure management. They have to fix there, then all is good.
Okay.
I'm gone.
Okay. Let me bring it up. Vuyo. How are you?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm okay. Vuyo, tell me, what did you think about this game? Chippa versus Chiefs.
Chippa prepare very well. So they know Kaizer Chiefs how they play. They play according to the strength that they have. And remember, Chippa, when they play against Sundowns, they pack the pass, they get opportunity, they can convince their chances. Chippa is no longer that bad team. Yeah, so even the way that make Kaizer Chiefs worse.
Okay.
Yeah, so football these days, OT, it's about checking opportunity. Yes, if you don't take your opportunity, any team can beat you. Yeah,
But your team doesn't take opportunities in jail. Your team has been struggling with getting opportunities and taking them. What's holding us back on the field of play?
I think even the Kaizer Chiefs players, they need to switch on because of the other teams. They are prepared very well. When they play with Kaizer Chiefs, it's like a final to them. So if they are continue like this, there's no way to find their performance.
Okay.
Because you can be solid at the back, but if you can't score goals, it's a problem.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna come back. Let me just bring in Alejandro in again. Alejandro, I know there's a bit of an echo, guys. It seems to be multi-guest, but we can hear you fine. Tell me about this game, Alejandro.
My brother, the first step to improving is to accept that you are wrong. And then is to also accept where are your mistakes. My brother, we are bad. No defending it. We are bad, my brother. We can complain about the ground that we played on, but it's not giving a brother. Like, we are bad. Let's talk about the games that we played and then we were playing on good games. Did we win those games? It was going to be better if we won those games, but we never won those games. So now when we're playing against Chippa and then they beat us 2-0 on half time, we want to come and complain about the ground. The problem is in the book. We are nothing. Now it's just the brand and the name. Like, honestly speaking, nothing is at Kaizer at this moment. Like it's bad, Mr. OT. It's bad. We are Shuba. Like, nothing. It's just stressful. But one thing that I want to say for it, it's bad, bruh. It's bad. We must stop making it. Hey, the ground's what, but we must stop with the excuses. Rapala, bruh. Kuwi mom climbing rapala, like, too much. I understand. So yeah, man. That's what it is.
Let me bring in Malums. Malums, welcome to the show. How are you?
OT.
Yes, Malums.
Chief, the Kaizer Chiefs lost 2 games in 1 weekend. Unheard of. 2 games that Kaizer Chiefs lost in 1 weekend. But you're talking about the first one, we'll get to the second one. Well, I think the problem here was, one, the players.
Yeah.
I put the blame here squarely on the players. I watched the game and it was exciting to see the players' attitude when they were. You could see when they were kicking the ball and they were playing that these guys, they are not into what they were doing. And it was very sad because I was under the impression that this game, remember, Chiefs asked for this game. Chiefs had every opportunity to postpone this game, to say, listen, we just had a death in the family, we must postpone the game. But they went and asked and said, you know what, we're going to continue. And I was under the impression that this one is being done for Ulrich. Say, Rick, this one is for you, my brother. It's a send off. But it's not the first time that the players have disappointed us on the field when they have to do a proper send off. If you remember a couple of months back when they had to do a birthday send off, same thing happened. And now they have to do, because this one we're supposed to send off someone proper to say, we have lost as a Kaizer Chiefs family, and this is our way of mourning. But I put the blame squarely on the players. You could see the way that they were running. Like, these guys are, no, they are not into this. They are just here maybe just for the paycheck today.
But then how do you change that? How do you change that, Malums? Because we've spoken about this over and over again. I think I've even said, for my part, I don't even care about tactics anymore. I just want to see them play, or show that they're there, or show that they're angry, or show that they are, I don't see any personality from the players. I don't see any urgency. I don't see them wanting to do any of those things. Can you fix that?
OT, if you remember, Liverpool went through the same thing a couple of years before. Yes, before they're great now. I mean, they went through a similar situation that Caf Champions is in. But you know what happened there? Was when the coach came in, he was not afraid of removing people that were just dead bodies that were being dragged along. I mean, you've got players at Chiefs that, if you show the players as a coach, listen, I'm going to show you the door if you're not going to pitch up. When I say pitch up, I mean when you are on the field and you don't say, I'm going to show you the door. So if the coach comes in and say, listen, I don't need you, terminate the contract, leave, so that you're making space for the other players, that's going to show whoever is coming next that, listen, when I'm playing for Chiefs, because my Chiefs is a big brand, you cannot be wearing, because you've said it yourself before, and everybody knows this, that in order to play for Chiefs, you must be a big guy. You must be, because these guys are coming from teams where they were playing good football. It's as if now, as soon as you wear that Kaizer Chiefs jersey, nothing matters. As long as now you have payments and everything, you are not there for what you were hired to do. So start showing people the door. Start showing the players the door. So listen, there is no need for you to be here week in, week out if you're not gonna get results.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna come back. Host Samora, The problem is on the multi-guest. I think it's a problem on TikTok side. The multi-guest is the one where there's echoes. We hear you fine. So if you can just push through, we should be okay on our side and the people listening.
Okay, how's it, my brother, and everyone on the panel?
Tell me, we won one game.
Honestly speaking, my guy, game azanka ebohela kaofela ha yona. It was only for a few minutes because I'm busy or something.
Okay.
You understand? So, but in turning off from the start, like shebella game ela. I mean, the pitch, the weather, like it wasn't so like conducive for both sides to play. Unfortunately for Chippa, it's their home ground and then ground they like by twice. But my question, guys, who allows such things to happen? Because like at the end of the day, in such conditions, honestly. And then, I mean, the ground itself, never mind Chiefs, yes, I'm not protecting them and then I'm not taking anything away from Chippa. But who allows or permit a match to go ahead in such conditions? I mean, Honele Pula in the first place, and then the ground, the whole of it is slippery. And then anything of bad can happen. Like maybe somebody or no, or you go super player, only to find or no, they break each other. Understand? So coming back to the game, hence I'm saying like I didn't watch much of it. But my question, OT, I remember a game before Chippa, if I'm not mistaken, it was against Stellenbosch. The game that we lost 1-0. I looked at the first 11, and then I looked at the bench. And then more paging at Kaizer Chiefs, I commented to her like the bench looks more classy than the first 11.
Okay.
My surprise, more gaming at Chippa. The very same bench thing against Stellenbosch, it wasn't there. Where is the continuity like more teaming? I mean, it doesn't show her like the guy who builder at the end of the day. Maybe I can builder. Let us know her at least for 4, 5 games, 6 games, the back line. You understand? And then we all know her, okay, hit him and then keep him like they are lucky. But if you are changing like a first 11 bench every now and then, like you as a coach, are you fit direction at the end of the day? Are you fit direction at the end of the day? Look at players like some kilos one. Last week game I Stellenbosch, he was on the bench. This week he's not even like a substitute. And then I mean, what's that for a player? And then the next thing, who game maybe against Sundowns, like they'll throw him at the deep end. I mean, there's no continuity, there's no building, there's no nothing at Kaizer Chiefs currently. So can tell like this junior khanye interview something Chiefs at the moment is just honoring their fixture. There's nothing to play for, honestly speaking.
But what makes it like that, Hosi? Because we've heard them all speaking about now. Yeah, we won Champions League spot. We're fighting for number 2. Yeah. But when you look on the pitch again, you don't see a want, a need, a push to go and fetch that, to go and play that. What's happening, Coach Chiefs? Because, at least I could understand if we were bad. Like, okay, the players are all bad. There's no hope, there's no nothing, but they're playing hard. These players aren't even showing up or running yana or trying to do anything.
The problem, Uti, Kaizer Chiefs management, they are treating us exactly the way politicians are treating us like Mzansi or in Africa or around the world. They tell us exactly what we want to hear or understand, knowing very well like that's not what they want. An embarrassment for them because like a coach like Gavin Hunt overexposed it at the end of the day or no. While I was there, I was pushing for a Champions League. No, they know very well, or they don't even stand a chance to participate in the next coming competition at Champions League. And then that's what they are trying to do. Because like who level no, Chiefs maybe they are 2 points, 3 points away from maybe like about to go top 8. You understand? So they are just maybe trying to like about their bad performance at the end of the day. Currently, they'll be fighting for a top 8 position. And now, OT, honestly speaking, I'd be glad if Kaizer Chiefs can not play MTN 8 next season. For a new coach, Elor Etlotla, enough time to analyze those players, to check who's who, and then like strengthen Sabona, and then all that. You understand? Because of it will be an embarrassment to qualify for a top 8, knowing for like a first game you'll be knocked out.
Okay. Let me bring in Prastomi. Apologies for the multi-guest, guys. Apologies for the multi-guest. It seems to be a TikTok side problem, but it's fine. I'll speak to the guys that I know that side. Prastomi, Night Chiefs did you 2-0 in the Eastern Cape.
Hola, Uti. The game in the Chippa, and the Chippa, it was a better side, and the better side won the game. Secondly, it was so horrible. Ubona nje bayipitch is so horrible. And ke ngoku abantu who were copying in that pitch, it was Super United, not Kaizer Chiefs. Thirdly, we Kaizer Chiefs now, ndibona i-problems ininzi more than le nto siyibona, which is siyibona is struggling kwi-game, because le nto ndiyibonayo uyilethi i-problems Kaizer Chiefs will continue to be there. Why I'm saying that, I stand to believe there's a problem on management side, because I've said before, they want a team that is surrounded by family, and when team is surrounded by family, ukona positions you cannot say who is responsible for them, and then hence it's difficult when the problems are unfolding with the when there's a problem on coach, everyone has a say inside of the family. But then each chief has failed to give no foreign net direct team, whereas a team in a problems then end out to identify and say, now who is responsible for account when the team is not performing. Now then it becomes a problem because this is surrounded by family. So on the family side, when there's a problem, no one will point out and say, Bobby, you are failing to do so. Hence, when you team, you'll find out who is very close to the team. It becomes a chairman, not the director of the team. So that buyers, when the teams go sour, okay, when teams go south, buyers, but someone will account and appoint a new director. Hence, you see, about Europe, so many teams, they're not directors related to the team, because bafuna build and society of accountability when things are not going right, because you'll find out it is when there's a problem. The problem by face I call is to sack a coach every time. They change coaches and coaches. But on the side of Ubani who's directing the team, Ubani or technical side, it remains the same. So if problems the Kaizer Chiefs will remain the same on this sense. Now can't go any team are doing better than Kaizer Chiefs. And can't Kaizer Chiefs personally I think is about top 8. It won't qualify for top 8 because everyone who's gonna play Kaizer Chiefs also with the expectation of winning the game, and there's the confidence of not if it Chiefs we can go there and take points. So these are the problems game is with Kaizer Chiefs. Besides nobody call, but hey, I have very Chippa United. eventually Chiefs izosoka ityiwa yinto esiyibonayo le. Until bade batshintshe indlela yokwenza, appoint a good coach, and when you're appointing a coach, you don't buy players i-coach ingakafiki, because I've seen le nto isenzeka in so many coaches. I-Kaizer Chiefs iqale ngayothenga ii-players, akukayiwa kwi-pre-season.
Okay.
Kuye kwi-pre-season, ucoach afike, ufika sekhona ii-players asezithengiwe.
Yeah.
So loo nto it is very hard for any coach to build i-team idlale ngale ndlela ayifuna ngayo, because ngoku it says ngoku i-Kaizer Chiefs has to go out iyofuna ucoacha ozoza ne-team idlale indlela that is identifiable. Nithi nansi indlela i-Kaizer Chiefs ngoku edlala ngayo, because ngoku it has no structure. And in enzekayo, uJohnson, he keeps on making excuse after excuse. uJohnson is similar to Pochettino with Chelsea. They're doing the same thing every day. Unikwa excuses, and no one is coming with a proper plan going forward. As a result, uPochettino kwezi excuses azenzayo ngoku ubuyele kwinto ethi ngoku it is a process. These young players are learning. Now, loo nto xa usenza loo nto uzama unika i-benefit of the doubt kwi-management of your team, bakhe bakunike i-chance, whereas you are failing to do so and i-team idlala ngale ndlela ifama idlala ngayo. So ezi problems esizibona kwi-Kaizer Chiefs zinto ezenzeka ngaphandle, and ke ngoku it's beyond the control of players, and abantu they tend to think uba funeka kublame i-players and the coach which is there, of which is enough. You can blame coach, you can blame players, you can blame and management side. So that but the problem with Kaizer Chiefs, it is a problem within the team as a whole. I know certain portions. So I wish nakwenzeka izinto ngenye indlela. Otherwise, sure.
Hey, Prastomi, we've got a lot to cover tonight, Prastomi. We've got a lot to cover tonight. Thank you, Prastomi. Fundo, can you give me your thoughts? Welcome. Can you give me your thoughts about this Chippa and Chiefs game?
Hey, how's it?
Sharp, Fundo.
I will always tell you one thing about Chiefs. Chiefs does not have a philosophy when it comes to playing football.
That's true.
So we can discuss and say each and everything that you want to say, but then if the team does not have its philosophy, then it's pointless. And it's so annoying to find one of the leaders of the team saying that they never forced anyone to become a fan of their team, which means they are not respecting the supporters, the money that they are using to come to support the team, to buy the merchandise. Like, they don't care. Bobby does not care about anyone. So there's a lot of things that needs to be fixed. But the main point when it comes to teams, they don't have a philosophy. So as a coach, if you don't have a philosophy, then it's pointless to be a coach. Because no one can tell me what is the philosophy of Kevin Johnson. Who are the key players for him that are able to come in and change the game? So it's pointless. Teams have to start each and everything from the ground. And when it comes to buying players, they must stop buying players for the coach. Coach must go and start for the players. So at the end of the day, each and everything will be fine. So we cannot blame the coach. We should blame Kaizer Chiefs as a whole. Coach does not have anything to say because he got those players there. So what is he supposed to do? You've been giving players, then end of the day you end up having to produce results. How? How do you produce results if the players that you're not aware of them that have been brought for you? In South Africa, we should stop running teams like we are manipulating coaches. A coach have to have a full say to each and everything. Buy players, count players, so at the end of the day, he'll be responsible for each and everything.
Shouldn't the coaches show us something first as well? Like, I understand buying the players for the coach, but can we trust that I'm signing the coach today and I'm going to go out and sign, I don't know, 8 players for him, but then he's not sure if something goes wrong and that coach has to go, Now I've got 8 new contracts that are on my books. Shouldn't the coach first show us, man? Uti, okay, you're cooking. It would be one thing if Johnson was showing us that this is how I want to play, but these players are not for my style of play. But right now, it seems like everybody's just running around everywhere. It was the same under Unseki. It was similar under Uzwani that, guys, can you show us? Then only can we go and get you all of these players.
Kusho ukuthi inkinga-ke ikwi-board Chiefs. The problem with the board is not the coach. The coach has been told how to run the team, not how to play the team according to his way. So we need to check that.
Okay.
If 3 coaches are facing the same thing, which means the problem is within the team, not with the coaches. So we need to check that and say, okay, fine. Why don't you change the whole structure of the management of Kaizer Chiefs? Then we can say, okay, the coaches are failing to the results. Let us go and set for the coach. Let us go and set for the players. Which means the problem when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs is the head of the system of Kaizer Chiefs, not the coach.
Okay.
So let us enjoy watching Chiefs each and every day we lose. And better, we are making money with Chiefs these days. We are making a lot of money. We are making a lot of money. A lot of money. Each and every day I'm taking 100 times and say fake lose for Kaizer Chiefs.
But it's fine. Hey, Barra, Petway. Petway be the 10th one. Let me go to Skara. Skara. Tell me about this Chiefs team. Welcome. Tell me about this Chiefs team. We've just lost versus Chippa United. Yeah, this season people are saying it's a write-off. What do you feel about this situation?
Who cares? Who cares? We don't care.
Who cares?
Hey. Yeah. Hey, Bati. Mabashaya ngapendle. Kalumakhelwane. Not yes, must be honest. Let's be honest. The only team that is doing good is Sundowns. The rest of the other teams, we are trying to. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are sad. There's no consistency. But yeah, so far it's Sundowns, and no one is challenging Sundowns.
Marama teams are they don't have chips and once in a lifetime kit deals and all of these things. But Melispan and the teams that are with, I don't want to say names. Melispan now.
No, I'm not saying that, but there's a bigger problem. Ulama, Chiefs Nango Pirate. There are people that are controlling the coaches. If those people bafuna coach, why don't they come in front? Let me make an example. Chiefs medlala ne Pirate, ne? Why was Vilakazi played that day? And then after that, there's no Vilakazi. It's for show. They're doing this for show. Why would Jose start good top 8 and win the top 8 and all of a sudden he changes the team? Why? There's somebody that's telling him that, guys, put this one. It's just a marketing because they know that Chiefs and Pirates have got a lot of supporters, so one must be up and one must be down. What I can say with Chiefs, problem with players, you guys don't have a leader.
That's true.
How can this Marty boy coming from MTC, from Pirates, all of a sudden be a captain of such a big team? It does not make sense. This Chiefs must get a center back and a center middle field and a striker. That spine, it's broken. You can do anything, but if your spine is not up to standard, there's nothing you can do, bro. But oh well, you've got nice development players. Just use them. You are losing anyway. So who cares?
Hey, Oscar. Leave us alone, Oscar, man. No, thank you so much, Oscar. Guys, please tap the screen. Let's try and get to 20,000 likes tonight. Okay, I'm keeping it to 40 minutes, so I've got a couple of minutes. I like what the panel has been speaking about. I think there's a lot of issues at Kaizer Chiefs, a lot of issues, right? I think management is off. I think we don't have a team behind the scenes who's going to steer the team to wherever they want to go. So if we say we want to move to a certain place, in the background, are the people there ready to move us to that place, right? Is Kaizer Jr., who's been his first sporting director job. Yes, he was there at Kaizer Chiefs, his father's team, all of that stuff. But is he ready to be the one who steers the team towards a direction, right? Look at the people that he's competing with, or they say that they want to compete with. Those guys have massive history, experience, all of those things, right? Do we have a team in the background? So in the background, literally, we go from Coach Kevin Johnson all the way to Bob Stake. Who are the people in between? What does Gerald Spego do on a daily basis that can inspire a team to get better? What does that happen? What happens in that space? Another part for me, and why I refuse, guys, I refuse to let coaches go. You signed the contract knowing exactly what the situation was at Kaizer Chiefs. You signed it. I can't feel sorry for you. Your check doesn't come with an akashem. Your check comes every month like clockwork, right? You get paid to do all of this. My issue, one more time, because I feel like all of those other things, you see, when you speak about all of those other things, the management, the what, I don't feel like those things can change. But my problem is, when we get to the pitch, when a coach, when I'm a player, I'm even asking for them to be selfish themselves. Do it for yourself and your own ego and your own family and your own name. Do it so that you can leave Chiefs and go somewhere else. Go out there and give us something. That's my problem here. Okay, coach, you're better. What can I do? Okay, management, you're better. What can I do on the pitch? Okay, I'm a tactics way to. I have shy today. Can I run a bit more and change things and do whatever? That is what Oscar is talking about when he talks about a leader. There's no leaders in that team. None. So when you look at that, you go, man, who do I look to? Sundowns fans are all over here, and do you know what they say? Temba's one is our guy. Now, it's when things get tough. Good Chiefs is Kombaban. Who do you trust with your life? These are all questions. And for me, again, lastly, before I move on, I don't care about tactics anymore. I don't care about gameplay. I don't care about passing the ball and combinations. I care about effort from here on in. I don't care that the players are standing around shouting at each other at half time. I don't care that they're coming out and giving us nice statements about Champions League and all of those things. We see it by actions. And if your actions don't show you what's happening, I don't care about your words anymore. I don't care. Yes, sometimes you want to move to rakwati. You know, when you see players get frustrated and go, Yazin, today because I'm frustrated, and I'm not asking for people to kick people, but you get my drift. I'm going to play out of position to go show coach that I'm going to go score. These things are not working. Something. But anyway, to stick on time, guys, remember, keep your thoughts short as we go through this so that we can get as many people in and give as much time to each topic as we can. Next topic up. Those who are requesting know that this is the next topic. Guys, let's tap the screen and try to get to 20,000. Orlando Pirates played Golden Arrows. Golden Arrows had just, in the past 4 games, they brought in Steve Compella, who's done fairly well. I think he's 1-1, drawn 1, 1-2 and drawn 1, if I'm not mistaken, going into this game versus Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates, on the other hand, before, were sitting with a situation where they had drawn and lost their last 2 games. And some comments were made even by their coach about how he wants them to play all the time. Don't wait for second half in order to play or wait for adversity. We've made comments about Pirates not showing up if the game is not important. Right? If it's not a cup game, if it's not a derby, if it's not Sundowns, if it's not, you guys need a response now after drawing and losing, Pirates doesn't show up, right? They play incredible football, and I still say that Pirates is a very emotional team. And I mean it from the sense that if it's Pirates' day, you can lose by 7. Teams have lost by 4, by 5, right, this season. But if it's not their day and the sun's not shining right and it's not an important game and Orlando's not rocking and all of that stuff, they struggled, and that's where the consistency becomes an issue. And that is what we ask for from Pirates. Now Pirates has come out and they completely, they killed Golden Arrows. It could have been legitimately 12-0. There was just a lot of people that have missed chances, and Abom Fukeng could have had a hat-trick like Umabasa and all of that. The stats are as follows. 18 shots from Pirates, 12 on target. Arrows had 11 shots, 5 on target, 44% of the possession versus Pirates' 56. And Pirates managed to get 496 passes together and 389, if I'm not mistaken, on Arrows' side. I don't want to go into the Steve Compella things where it goes, oh no, if you look at the stats, we all watched the game. They looked like they could score anytime they went up, and that is how they were doing. Guys, remember, those who are requesting, it's for Orlando Pirates. Please, please, please. Can we stick to the topic? And also, 3 minutes. Oh, no, 2 minutes to make your point so that we can get people in and we can speak about whatever we're speaking about here. So I'm going to open up and let people in for the Pirates versus Golden Arrows conversation. Malume Kutso, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm well, and how are you, Mr. OT?
Man, kitlaring. Malume Kutso, your team played out of their skin 7-1. I'm sure you've watched it. What did you think?
I'm still watching it again, Namanje. It's not enough time to watch it once to see all 7 goals. And I'm disappointed that I'm getting 2 minutes. I should be getting 7 minutes in honor of Orlando Pirates. But anyway, Mr. Witty, can I go to the game against Swallows and say, if first half the Swallows, I had seen positives.
Okay.
That's a problem I have with us as supporters, is that we are so goal-driven that we don't see when it's 1-0 or when it's 2-0. You understand, Mr. OT? Or when it's not. We don't see the number of chances that we created. And our chances created are not only in terms of shots. There are chances where a player fails to take a shot or a player fails to make a pass. And you look at it and you think, it could have been 7. But it's 1-1. You know what I mean? And when you complain, and by the way, apparently we played that game under protest. So we might still get those 3 points and climb above Stellenbosch. Anyway, Mr. Usi, I enjoyed the fact that we scored an avalanche of goals. Can I just ask you a personal question? Have you ever seen a team in the PSL score 7 goals in your entire life? Just one team.
In my entire life, I don't think so.
We made history.
I'm trying to think of it.
We made history. Give the boys 7 bells. 2 minutes, I could go on and on and on and say, we are friction.
Friction Van Thunder, how are you?
Yeah, ngiyaphinda futhi njani?
Hayi man, right man. Nayi Pirates ishaya 7 goals. Uyibone njani le game?
Hey, la game mfethu bengazi ukuthi training. Kuyiqiniso khona ukuthi it could have been more than 7 goals. Kodwa khona lo mdlali bafethu ekuthiwa Patrice Motsepe. Bafethu la muntu futhi hayi. Ngiyancela ukuthi nimthathe nomdlalisa phesheya. Or mhlawumbe if bekubolekwana abadlali yazi mangase simthathe simboleke iKaizer Chiefs. Mhlawumbe iChiefs ingaphuma kulolu taki kulona. Sibaboleke nje umhlangano kuphela.
Siyekele.
Hayi ukuthi uaccepte manje ke request yami. Mina kahle bengisende request ngifuna ukuphawula ngeChiefs. Kodwa sengizokuhlonipha lento asiphawule ngePirates.
Yeah.
Sengizokuhlonipha nje ngiphawule ngePirates. Hayi Pirates ukuthi team yona. I-team impela nje wonke umuntu ufuna ukuyibonakalisa, wonke umuntu uyalilwela ijezi.
Yeah.
Wangena uKim Vuide behlele ebhenchini naye wafuna ukufaka igoli naye wafuna ukuyikhombisa ukuthi nami ngithola i-chance ngingayenza something. kunaleya nto nje ukuthi noma ngingagula ubani ayikho into engiphatha kabuhlungu njengokuthi angiboni lo upaseka maka angazi kwenzakala ngopaseka maka kodwa nje uyabona ukuthi kuphuma isihubhili sireplacewe isihubhili futhi noma kungaphuma ubani uzoreplacewa umuntu osezingeni nje emumva nje kade ku-evidence mahopho umuntu ade ngithenjelwe kuyena ngingazi noma is because bebiziwe esquadini yini wahlala phansi u-evidence mahopha naku usigwebo sentambo nawe ebonakilisa washaya i-hat-trick usigwebo sentambo cishe washaya amagoli awu-4 if bengabanjwanga i-penalty i-Pirates nje I'm sure ngisho no-coach mase kuthiwa uyamkhipha uthi akucoache lo omunye ucoach naye angafuna ukuyibonakalisa naye into i-Pirates
Ngizobuya mara. I see we've still got some time. Let me go to
kodwa ngiyabona isikhathi siyaphela ngasibona isikhathi siyaphela but wena mfethu uthanda isikhathi sonke sokuthi uchief ujoin i-Pirates
hayi but ngiyeke mara ngiyekele ngajoin i-supersport kuqala before ngiyakile mara. Let me go to Papa Zikho. Hey you guys, Papa Zikho. Pirates 7-0, 7-1. Welcome. What did you see from this game?
I wanted to talk about cheese, but
get a chance. The people in the queue. Get a chance.
1 minute.
2 minutes for Pirates.
But anyway, evening guys. It was a nice game. You know, how Mufukeng, how Mabasa, how who's this guy's name? How they were bonding in front there. My team could do the same. So it was a nice game. I don't think if Compella saw that coming. That is why it was also difficult for him to repent. It was a very nice game. And it showed Kuti that these players were hungry, unlike our team. You know, each and every game they play, they want to rectify from previous games. So it was a very nice game. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay. Let me go to business and entertainment. How are you? Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
No, I'm good. I'm
all right.
good.
You're a Pirates fan.
7-1. What did you think?
You're a Pirates fan. There's been so many positives that you have seen since the arrival of Rivero. But particularly, Pirates is very good when he's playing against the football playing team. So, but for some time we have been unlucky to get our chance. But then I want to say this time the Golden Arrows were very unlucky because it's a time when Pirates was it prior to this one or two, something like that. But they were very hungry of goals by then, and that's why I was lost with that margin. And I think and hope if Rivero can work on getting on the rhythm, consistency into the team, then we'll be sorted out. We have a very talented team, which is second in terms of quality and good football. You can now look at our luck and check the goals we have conceded. We have the best defense ever because we have conceded the less goals, even less than Sundowns. But in terms of goals we scored, we are number 3 at Stellenbosch. So that's a good and positive feedback about Rivero. So I'm happy.
Okay. Let me bring in Onintozaki. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Minangimnandi. Tell me, 7-1. How did you see this game?
I know it was a very good game of football. This tells us one thing as Pirate fans: would just be patient with the coach, believe in the coach, because he knows everything that he's doing. He's not arrogant, but he believes in the type of football and in the system that he's playing with. And if you look at the players that played on Saturday, it's the same players that played during the week against Swallows. I understand. Even if he changed one player, but the system remained the same. And the same players in the same system scored how many goals? 7 goals. And this was the same system that was criticized against Swallows or against Cocoon. So this tells you one thing, that this is PSL. Every team wants to play for a win. Sometimes, you cannot win all games. There are games where you're not going to be at your best. But what we need to see as fans is the reaction from the players. How are they going to react now after a loss or after one bad game? That what is very important. And what we saw on Saturday, was a very good reaction from our players and from the technical team to just motivate the players. I don't think there were tactics that were changed that much. It was just a motivation to tell the boys, you have to respect your fans, respect the pitch, respect the families, respect your job, because this is a job. You are not just playing as if it's funny thing. No, this is a job. You must respect your job, because one day you will wake up and you will not have a job. So respect this job while it's still paying you or giving you something to take care of your families. And you saw the boys played out. They gave everything. They were so clinical in front of the goals. And the game was very well. But Steve Compella was also the biggest contributor to that score or that matching. Because this thing of him playing one type of football, no matter the opponent, is going to kill him, especially playing against the big teams.
I'm going to come back. I'm going to keep the panel the same. I want to speak to you guys about that. Malume Kuto, Steve Compella, how much was he complicit in this loss? Yes, he's stubborn and all of that stuff, but surely, Masek Shao 3-0, 4-0. At some point, man, just lock up the back door and live your life, number one. And then number two, because I see you've got time. Number two, the reaction from Pirates. Why is it that a reaction instead of them being proactive in their play and consistency?
As Mr. Oti, man, not because I'm favor Steve Compella, no, but some things we have to blame the players.
Okay.
You look at the first goal, Chippa makes a save. The ball rebounds. Where are the defenders? Well, and it's so awkward for Omabasa to kick that ball, but he manages to do so and put it in the net. Where were the defenders? Switched off. You understand? You go to Kola Fuking. Imagine, it's not even late in the second half. Early in the second half, someone is so free. Minus a goalkeeper. The defender is so late. You can see with the Maracas. You can't prepared. Like, no, man. I would blame Coach Steve, but and then the keeper literally slipped. To go trying to leave a post to go and make a punch or a catch here and there. He just slips. And we have to blame the coach for that. Maybe we must blame the management for not buying these guys soccer boots. Because Bebe Shelela, Mr. Oti, I ain't you understand? Home ground advantage was seen. I think the Paris players understood the pitch more than the Arrows players, and they had soccer boots to play that game more than the Pirates players. You understand? So I would blame him, obviously. A coach cannot lose 7. But more than anything, I think this one, I would put it squarely on the players, Mr. Oti. They should have done better. They should have reacted. I understand first goal, second goal, third goal. Mara 4, 5, 6, 7. That's too much. And only 4, 5, 6, 7. There are instances where abantu baphuma 1-on-1, abantu bashama pali. Reaction alona. Some Pirates players are skying the ball. They could have scored. They are laughing. After missing chances, they are laughing. You look at the keeper. Actually, the keeper Arrows. No. Arrows is not serious. That guy does not have a body of a professional player. That one. my brother. He's not serious about football. No, you must look at him. He looks exactly like Nkule. You can see him. Nonsense. Aye, that guy. No.
Okay.
And then when it comes to Pirates, Mr. Otsiman, you see, this is the part where I say we are unfair sometimes as supporters. Had we not won this game, someone would have came out and said, why would you play team at Makaula against a small team? Without even actually watching what team Ushama forward passing which team can actually play as an 8. The narrative would have been Jose Rivero played a 6-6 against a small team. You understand, Mr. Oti? And I'll always say, Mr. Oti, I know there's a narrative that's accepted, but I have to resist, Mr. Oti. We try against these small teams. It's just that we are unlucky. We do create scoring chances. Against Soros, we created an avalanche of scoring chances. It might not be at the speed that someone desires, but the chances were there, the breaks were there, the opportunities were there. Maybe the shot doesn't go off or not, but we are born. So someone might say it's a reaction team, but Mr. It's being born. It's that Sinelaki with sometimes Ayangena and sometimes Awangena.
Do you know what I think? I think for me, it's the pace of the play that you guys play with. First half versus Swallows, it's not that there's no good. It's that it's good, but it's not urgent. If that second half versus Swallows was incredible, and I know it might have been some other factors, they're sitting back and whatever, but it was incredible because you could tell that the players, okay, now we want it. You know, when you watch Pirates play in a cup game versus when they play normally, there's a pace to it, man. I don't know how to explain it. There's a pace to it. And if the door unlocks, like I always say, if your door unlocks versus Pirates, you could catch 7 because they go up to that level where they're just hitting you and pummeling you. I think that's more what I mean. I don't know about other people.
No, you're taller, Mr. OT. But I still maintain, if you look at the Swallows game, we had that chance where we were almost on goal and the player was fouled on the edge of the box. We had a chance where Umabasa almost put it in the net, but he just went wide. We had a couple of more chances where Abo Puking, even in the first half, could have played a pass area or so maybe we can question the decision making at times, but the chances are always there, Mr. OT. In each and every game, name me any team, I'll tell you, we could have beaten that team. La. Just because it's like, can I just make an example? Because I doubt you will accept it. Against Yanga, the Sundowns, when I came in at halftime, I said Yanga is actually making good decisions because I could see their players are free. The crosses might not be coming in at that time, but the fact that I can see that they've planted the 2 players there and the players keep getting balls, it's a positive already. I can see the chances. And then second half, they start crossing and then someone will change and say they started playing second half. Not even. They were doing the exact same thing. But things from Young is just that example to see. Even with Pirates, there are instances where I'm like, they actually are doing it. It's just not working out. And when it works out, we celebrate. When it doesn't work out, we question, why are you playing 2 central defensive midfielders? Whereas these guys, we don't even have attacking players that can defend. About Fukeng, about Tito, not someone who can come back and understand Mr. Oti.
Okay.
No, I never Mr. Oti.
I saw it. I was like, hey, let me see. Guys, please tap the screen. We're almost at 20,000. We could probably get to 25,000 likes. It's free. Guys, just tap the screen. It helps with rankings and all of that stuff. Friction, I've got the same 2 questions for you. How much was Coach Steve part of Lo 7-1? Guti, aga reactanga, aga chinchanga. And then number 2, why is it that it feels as though Pirates, man, is a reaction team? As the man chablile in quarter 7, 5, 6. Mara, when things are going off or it's a middle of the season game, that consistency is not there, or consistency of play.
Coach,
there we go.
no, nakankompela Shem. I wouldn't say ukuthi ube nomthelela ekudliweni kwethimu yakhe. One mawubuka iPirates ngazi ukuthi inabadlali abaningi aba-rotate-ayo yabo. So ngeke uze ube nayo ishow ukuthi uzobamba bani uyeke bani. Kwiqiqi kukhona umakhehleni uMakhawula aphume uMakhawula kungena unumber 41. Kwiqiqi nangu Lutswalo. Uyabona nje they change too much. Abanaso lesi scheme lesi ekuthiwa su-showcase njenge-Sundowns. Su-showcase wazi kahle ukuthi uzofika kukhona uzwane phakathi, wazi kahle ukuthi uzofika kukhona uba. So kunzima ukuplanela i-team ekanjalo. Lokho okunye-ke ukuthi they score when they're happy. Mina ayikho i-team engiyibona inebhadi njenge-Pirates. Pirates ineshwa when it comes to winning games and officiating ineshwa. Khona la eke kudlala neSwallows khona. They're supposed to have been 2-1. Kuzabe bathola i-lead i-win ka-2-1 la. But because referee angazi bathi i-offside kanjani igoli lalwamfowethu kwakungasiyo i-offside la. Banebhadi nje. Into engiyaziyo. Because bahlezi begeja vele nangu lo mfana omncane naye ubani umagcina wePirates ugeje inqwaba yamagoli ngoba kade bewina ngo-7-0. Ibhadi nje likaKompela uKompela I think mina fanele own i-team. I don't think fanele acoach. Hayi uneshwa nje lo mfowethu uneshwa ngoba ukuza awina ikhadi ebe nemedali yebhola endlini yakhe is because wajoyina i-Sundowns. Imagine uzotshela abantwana bakho ukuthi wena you've been a coach for 20 years kodwa bakaze babone medali endlini yebhola. Yabo unebhadi yena ngazi ukuthi engaba i-advisor ka-coach because ibhola uyalazi. But then i-implementation ihlezi imhlula or mhlawumbe fanele ayo-coach aphesheya angi-understand.
But then kuleyo point Steve, I remember as a coach uSwallows badliwa, I think it was 3 games or 4 games in a row badliwa because he wanted them to play out from the back baqale emuva bayenze. And then you know in my mind that time man, at what point Coach Steve do you go, yes then guys, let's abandon this thing that we wanted to do even if it's just for lecking. Now Pirates angishayele 3-0 up. Guys, it's in for defender, a fifth defender. Let's sit back. Ngono sihlale sonke emuva ngangena amagoli amanye. But now they're still trying to attack, they're still trying to play, score 5-0. They're still trying to play. Badliwa amabhola afanayo the whole time, but then still akusinkani man.
Yeah, kungaba inkani, but if you look at indlela iPirates idlala ngayo. Pirates yakugabisela ithi khale ikwenza ube naleli themba lokuthi ungakora. I mean khona 3 at the back and mabedlala ibhola bona bayakudonsa, they absorb, bafuna ukuthi usondele uzothatha ibhola. And once wasondela ite because vele attack yonke into badlala emuva ngamabomu, so i-striker zakho zonke isondele nama-middlefield akho asondele mase bathola ispace la in between yona. Lapho kukhona uMiguel team abafana bomgcoba nyawo bayigcoba abafana bayigcobe bayipulpuza abafana uvele ungasazi ukuthi uvale kuphi. So even though ebengalifaka i-defender, but I think the whole team ibisifile mentally ukuthi ingakwazi ukumaintain i-Pirates because uyabona ukuthi every time babeza phambili basingasi bazokora and no goalkeeper wabo was not make sure because igoli lokuqala I feel like ubengalichithela ngaphezu kwebhala rather than ukuthi aliphilisele egroundini. Yabo. So once kwaba khona lo omthembile ugoalkeeper mfethu naye uyena odlala indima enkulu kakhulu ekuthenini gcine kungena amagoli amangaka. Because khona naleli ishayo uDlamini near post. Anganasteza ukuthi ugoalkeeper udayivelana ibhola lingakakhahlele. Uza uDlamini usayisetha ilento yokucabanga ukuthi okay ngoba vele u-left uzoshaya ikhela afuna ukukore ngale ku-far post Ushinqaba esikhala la ku-near post. It's not a rule phela ukuthi fanele ngikore ku-far post. Phuma futhi because uyambona lo muntu useyi-one. So umuntu odlala obambe iqhaza elikhulu ekudluleni kweswalo kwe-arrows. Awunozinto. Unozinto mina ngiyamnikeza i-wooded mic. Ayikho into ebengayenza. Ayikho into ebengayenza uSteve Bombela lapha. Because nakhona futhi if bemkhipha unozinto ethi akaphumi. Uzongena i-second choice and i-team yonke futhi ngahle yenzeke ihlukumezeke yilona. Because once wakhipha umuntu obhedayo in this team, i-team yonke ayibi moja. So, hayi.
All I know is that I'm sure.
Singamgxeki ukompela mfethu. Phela naye bedlala ne-Pirates ayikho into ebengayenza.
All I know is that I'm sure Mebuti Kenyeza was just smiling to himself like a pension. It's in Same two questions to you. How much influence did Steve have on this loss, 7-1? Could he have done things differently? And then on the other side, man, Pirates, man, why Ubangati Pirates is the reaction team? Be a big occasion or something is happening for them to win like this. Why Bangakon weekends are consistently land?
All right, it's a question Pirates, you know, when you watch this documentary, MNC Treble Winners on Netflix, there's a comment issue who Walker. Until we always fighting to win the Premier League. Why don't we just run with it from the onset? I understand. It's always those games of saying Aston Villa last game, yes, Bamba. Now 3-2 Liverpool is ahead. You know, we just react. So now let's run with it so that it's so relax. Open a gap of 20 margin, 20 points margin, so that by the time Vugabanye already you are far. Like what Sundowns is doing. So I think that was not said by the coach, remember? So even players from Parade, they need to have the same mindset of saying, guys, let's start from the high note. Let's start with the high energy. Let's make sure to suffocate from the first minute. Make sure we get an early goal from the first 10-15 minutes. We have a goal, and if we see an opportunity to go again, let's get the second goal. So that by the time our bodies are no longer able to play on a high tempo, already we are safe looking at the scoreboard. You understand? So that need to come within the players, not something a coach can coach to say, start high, run to these people. A coach will always give you tactics and stuff and tell you this is how you should approach the game. But it should start within the players. I was watching this video posto parade where Uratomo was speaking. By Bizarre Parade, it's YADT, something like that. Mongene page in the parade where they just wrap up the whole week up until the final game. So he said, no, we usually start the game very slow because we are scared to make mistakes and we grow with the game and stuff. So we need to make sure that in the next game we start fast and kill the game very fast. So that is the mindset they should have for each and every game. Like we can't put, this is how we start. Even if we finish the game slow, at least we are safe. Now, so far, I'm changes way to it's like for like, just to change for energy, not because tactics are bad, but to just replace it, you no longer have the leg. So I think it needs to come from within the players, which let's push guys from the first minute until maybe first 30 minutes. Let's make sure we suffocate these people, we get early goals, we are done. Then when it comes to golden arrows, you know, I'm going to repeat what we discussed on Saturday again. Yes, it's good as a coach to first impose your own style of playing. You know, when you coach your team, first of all, they must know your identity. This is the type of football you want to play. This is the brand of football that you want to play. And then you look at your team, the players that we have. Do you have suitable players for this kind of football that you want to play? Then if you see, okay, I've got about 8 at top level, then it's fine. I can start to teach everyone the same type of football so that even if these ones are injured, the people who are on the bench, they can come in and we can still play the same type of football. But now, that is not how you coach only. You can coach with your tactics. The second point now of your coaching is to analyze the team that you're going to play against. And now, play according to their weaknesses and according to their strength. So now, that is what we call the reaction before action. So not reaction after action or reaction on action. It's a reaction before action. So you're looking at the team, you're saying, this is how I'm going to approach this game. Against the ball, this is how we're going to defend. With the ball, this is how we're going to attack. So against the ball, that is where they had major problem playing against the ball. Playing a high line against Parade, your players are tired. You were playing high tempo games, trying to come back from the 11 losses. You came back from a 2-2 draw against Supersport. We were that was when it was raining, and it takes a toll on the players. Still, Orlando, it's raining. It's going to take a toll. So your players won't be able to run. And again, playing a team that has a high speed. So let's play a low block. Let's just shift a little bit closer to our goalkeeper. Protect our goalkeeper, protect our defense. Then we catch Parade on transition. And we saw them catching us on transition. They created about 4 clear chances. So they just had to say, okay, let us not open up. Let us not play Highland because we cannot catch them on the break. And Bona, they've been playing their past 2 games like Gauteng. So Amalek, they are fresh. Unlike us who have been traveling. We understand. So he needed to react on that. And going forward, he needs to react to the teams and plan before action, not planning on action, because what we saw now when he was changing defenders on minutes 40, a replace at the left back and stuff, now he was reacting on action. So next time he must react before action and have 2 ways of coaching. Coach your team, your methodology, and also coach according to the opponent.
I want to squeeze in. I want to squeeze something in. Malume Kuta, I want to squeeze it in. Mabasa is the next in line for Bruce Pella. We've seen Makopa, we've seen Lepasta. It seems to be cycling through the strikers. Does Mabasa now make it into Bruce's attention?
I don't know if you remember. Mabas has already played for Hugo Bros. He was already hot when Hugo Bros selected him. And he was told, go and improve. That is when Mabas had stepped and Swallows.
Yeah.
When he was subbed, I don't know if you remember, he was subbed first half away. I think 27 minutes or 30 minutes from this Hugo Bros that time. I think the so ever since then, his form dipped, cannot recover more. So I like how Hugo Bros will dismiss a player. He will say, when I get and then but with Mabasa, he said, he just needs to learn a bit. And mind you, so there's a pass there. It's like a team it's a flash. I got you completely. You understand? So obviously, it's tough in SA. Strikers are not consistent.
Yeah.
Mabasa, where was he even playing? 1-2-1-2, leading goal scorer.
Yeah.
He's now top goal scorer. So it's not as difficult to break in to a national team because of what is advantageous to him as compared to Abu Krobla, Abu Khanye is that the players who play for Bafana. What if you're in the Pirates starting lineup? Step 1 has been conquered.
That's what
it means so you're forcing the coaching to say the players you select are not playing. I'm the one who's playing. Unlike our Raiders, where Makopa will still be in the lineup or whoever. So there is a pulse for him. I do actually think, but if he gets that call up, he needs a heavy talking to. He needs a heavy talking to because it did hurt me with the OT when he was called up, subbed after 37 minutes and disappeared from the PSL. It took time for him to recover from that thing. So when it's like Sheriff.
Yeah,
Sheriff from Ahly. What Roger Tissa and his boss Carlos Quiroz did to him. Go AFCON. They subbed him. They put him on the Bamtonsa. His career went down the drain. So before he goes to Hugo Bros, he must get a talking to which boy. Whatever happens, you are still Umabas.
Okay. And Tozaki, very quickly. Is Mabasa knocking on the door now? Pela, Siamazu Bruce, our time, must three trackers, the Pirates.
No, because Parade is the only team that is playing with South African players, majority. Their starting lineup is always full of South African players. You can go to any team, you'll see the trusted players from any team, especially the biggest club. It's only Parade that is trusting the local players. So that is why you see Bomahopa, Lipasa, Mabasa going there, because we trust our product from South Africa. We've tried the foreign strikers, they're not giving us anything. So definitely we have to call him in the setup. Even if he's not going to play, but you can see the boy has a potential, just train him, make sure that he's within the setup, he understands what you want, so that next time, if you need him very much, he must be there, he's going to give you something. Sometimes you don't call a national team just because you want them to give you results instantly. You want them to understand your philosophy as a coach, because before you're a national team coach, you're a football coach. So you need to coach these individuals until they understand your style of play. So he called him once, he did not give him what he wanted. So call him again, because now what we've seen, he has improved. He has improved in his passing and his movement without the ball. He has improved a lot to Mabasa coming back from the Swallows. So he has improved in his passing. He can hold up play from the top. You can play with him from the top. He can open spaces for other attackers. So he has improved a lot. Call him again, see if he has improved, and then give it. And remember, out of his 10 goals as a leading top goal scorer, Beno Repero. He's 10 goals, there's no penalty there. Repero he's got 10 goals with 3 penalties. So the clearest goal scorer, Mabasa, 10 goals, no penalty. Yes, he missed that one on Saturday. But 10 clear goals without any penalty. The only South African striker right now was at the top without any penalty. Repero, 10 goals, 3 penalties. Abo Hoprat got 2 penalties. So the boy is raising his hand. Give him a chance. Let him grow again to a national team. And then, coach him. Put him with set up. And then he'll give you the results at the end of the day. The boy is ambitious to learn. The boy is ambitious to grow. That's what makes set him apart from the rest of Mabas. He wants to learn. He wants to grow. He has a big heart.
I know, Tozaki. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the panel that is here, guys. We're on 22.9. Can we get to 25k likes? Just click on the screen. Just tap the screen. It's free. Let's try get to 25k. No, I can see people are not giving me gifts today. Taki, Tozaki. I can see Nerovnyana next, but it's okay. Shout out to the people who are watching on YouTube. I see you guys, Cornelius, Stephen. Let's see, Maperisi, Limang. I see you guys. In Tabeleng, I see you that side. On the vertical stream, let me just make sure. Guys, Pella, we stream both ways. I want to send the shout out, man, to the YouTube gang. Please, guys, if you have not followed, please follow. And our kitty on the vertical stream, Monique and Pumuzo, as well as an Arab name that I can't read. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. You're going to the last topic for tonight, which is Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns played versus Young Africans in the second leg of their quarterfinal clash. First leg had ended 0-0 over in Tanzania, and they came back to South Africa, Slaughterhouse, to come play Young Africans. The game ended in 0-0, and of course, when they end 0-0 in 90 minutes, they go directly into penalties. And in the penalties, Ronwen Williams came up strong again and won that game for Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns had 11 shots, 4 on target. Yanga had 4 shots, none on target. And then 74% possession for Sundowns, 26 for Yanga. Sundowns completing 517 passes versus Yanga's 182. That is how the game panned out. Look, for me, what I enjoyed about the game is that Sundowns got challenged. And it's not that Sundowns got challenged to lose. I'm not looking for a lose when Sundowns is playing, but I'm looking for a game. too many times we see teams go out and they're very low blocky and they don't have a plan and they don't have all that stuff, right? They basically sit back. They basically sit back and hope that Sundowns will stop hitting them at some point. What was nice about the Yanga game, and I think it's also nice for Sundowns because it gives them an opportunity to work on different things, was that they went out and they went for Sundowns. They played. They at some point in the second half of that second leg, they had Sundowns under pressure, you know, and I think those are things that you need as a team to grow, right? Obviously, there were things that happened, the goal or not goal inconclusive, all of that stuff. Guys, it's part of the game. Whether it went in or didn't go in, the result is the result. You move on, you know. Younger lodging complaints and things like that. For me, it's a case of sore losership when actually they should be looking at the situation and saying, guys, we went to Mamelodi Sundowns. We did well. They didn't score against us. We had to go to penalties. We didn't play in this competition last year. We got knocked out in the qualifying stages, the preliminary stages. So that's my thing. Like, at least, man, they had something. Mauzi, what I mean is, a lot of teams go to Sundowns and play a low block and never come out. They don't know what they're going to do when they go forward. That boy Aziz Ki was going. They were actually attacking. They were actually doing things. So I'm not saying that it wasn't a low block. What I'm saying and what I fight against when we have these conversations is, guys, you can be defensive and still be dangerous. And the less dangerous you are, the more the other team gets to push more people forward. So when you sit back and see what happened versus Yanga, at some point, Sundowns didn't have the freedom to throw everyone forward anymore. They were under pressure. So a lot of teams don't have that thing. And I'm fighting against people who say, when you go up against Sundowns, you have to be safe and you have to be this and you have to be that and blah, blah, blah. Guys, you can have a plan to go win. Defensive doesn't mean you're not dangerous. But anyway, guys, let me open it. I don't want to go too long. Let me let the Sundowns guys in. Guys, remember, if you are in the queue, it's Sundowns. We're talking Sundowns, and we're specifically talking about the match where Sundowns played Young Africans. I'm going to give you a second to allow you guys to jump off. Those that wanted to speak about something else. 27,000 likes. Let's go to 30, guys. Thank you so much. Ola, thank you for the rose. At least ungzwile, man. At least ungzwile nge-gift nyana. You guys gift baddies. Yeah, you're always gifting patties, but Tina and it's boring. So let me open up and let people in. Let's see who's here so we can speak about this game. Yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns. Okay. Guys, can you send a super chat that side on YouTube? Just give me a super chat, guys. I've never gotten a super chat. Give me a super chat, nyana, you know? Help support all of this. Let me see who was here. Just for flavor, let's let it. Okay, let me go. Kumo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Hi, Geshapo. Finally, we can stop pretending like we care about those two fixtures that were so late.
Why the violence, man? Kumo, tell me, what did you see in your game versus Young Africans? Mara.
Okay, I understand where the echoes on the panel, but time best stories can distract.
Apologies.
Hey, my guy, that game for me, it was a lot of pressure for for the first time in a long time. I've never felt so anxious before. Yanga did their homework. They made sure they get behind the spaces. They made sure that we couldn't do our 1-2 quick passes. And they were relying heavily on the transition and counter-attacking to actually go at us. And one thing, I foresee Yanga next season to actually hopefully reach the semi-finals, because coming from where they were last season to now, it's really progress. But the other thing, like, you know what sucks, ne? Rulani, he in the press conference before the game knew exactly what's gonna happen. He knew how Yanga was gonna come and try and play against Sundowns. But still, he didn't prepare adequately to counter that. Can I please ask, like, echo, is it on the panel or
Panel
does
only.
everyone else have echo?
Panel only. We hear you clearly.
No, sorry, TT. I wasn't muted.
Come on.
Okay, yeah. No, it's fine. I mean, like, the comments people are the one that matter. We Asian, it's fine. So yeah, as I was saying, he knew what was gonna happen. But he didn't prepare for it adequately, like I said. And the thing about Rulani, he's very detail orientated, meaning like once he has a game plan, he's gonna wanna see it through. I think he's like on a level ADHD, meaning like he focuses on one thing, he doesn't wanna adapt, and sharp, if you can use the term chameleon, but this time you gotta very give it panicking so. And okay, last point, we need to get strikers. We need to get tall strikers. We shouldn't be shopping more South America anymore because they're our same height. Maybe level French, the French League, Championship. If he can see, he can get one tall West African number 9. We need strikers now, especially $1 billion. So you can afford anyone now.
Let me bring it. Kabilis. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Greetings, and the panel, everyone on the comment section. Yeah.
Tell me about this game.
Yo, this is one of the game that frustrated me. I think this year, the season with Sundowns, this was one game frustrating. Simply because it was a knockout, and we are playing against a team that was very organized.
Yeah.
Firstly, one must give credit to young Africans. Despite everything that happened on the pitch, the goal and everything, but I think they were very organized, because to play against Sundowns and be able to keep structure for good 90 minutes is not a joke. It's not a joke, because Sundowns is very fit. Sundowns players can run full 95 minutes without getting tired. So for a team to stay organized, keep the shape, they knew what who are they playing against, and also Sundowns had a plan, because they were playing, I think, 4-2-3-1 against Yanga was playing 4-4-2. So I think Sundowns, in as much as they wanted to have numbers up front, but also they didn't want to expose themselves at the back, because you can be able to, you have Mishishi who you can pull him back. If things get tough, then you have someone with front three also was pull it back as join a defense, or you have mokwena vice versa. So with Sundowns, it is always difficult because our players are going to interchange. In the game, they interchange. Sundowns can start the game 4-2-3-1, but if things becomes bad or it is necessary for them, you can see them changing the formation within the game. But young Africa, if they're going to continue to play like that against any team, not just Sundowns, they will never go far with Champions League. That can work with league where you have 30 matches or 25 matches, but with knockout stage, you cannot come with an aim to low block full 90 minutes and hope to a penalty. And it tells me with ama penalty about practice or they did not do analysis on William. As a Sundowns supporter, I can tell you, if you are kicking a penalty against William wins day one, if you are left-footed, William will go right because he knows that if you are left-footed, you are likely to kick on your right side. If you are right-footed, you are likely to kick on the left. Forgive me if Pabanese, but William, the first thing as I check, will check which foot or side then. So for me, it's even young Africa, where you have a game where Africa Cup of Nation, William, I think, played 2 penalties. You have a chance to study the goalkeeper, because clearly you came here with no intentions to win. You wanted to push this game to penalties. So you might as well practice on penalties.
Just
Yeah.
last
Let
sentence.
me stop there for now.
Okay. Let me bring in Agent. Agent, my brother, how are you?
I'm good.
Apologies, guys. Apologies for the echo. Agent, how did you see this game?
I think I want to give a public lecture, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to use my time to do a public lecture so that I can inform people like I'm Sinja above me here. But on the game briefly, I think we can start to appreciate the AB role.
Yeah.
I've always said over and over again, defensively he may not be what you guys want, but when it comes to going forward, he gives us something extra.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall that game against Pirates where he said he plays almost like the Zani role, and he's the only player that I've ever said that about.
Yes.
You know? So sometimes as fans we treat as players, we don't see their importance, you know? And then Lodge. For those who are privileged, it is not a birthright. You guys, you can join. This is where you guys will see more in depth in your analysis. I said before the game, I would have swapped Sereno for Lodge. But okay, fine. Let's move on from that, because Sereno gives you something that Lodge won't. But Lodge is a better player than Sereno, but Sereno has that thing and he understands the system. Lodge doesn't yet understand the system. And at Sundowns, we play according to the system, not according to a player. Now, I understand, and now I'm against what people are doing, criticizing Rulani for playing Lodge, because people called for Lodge to play with Ozwani. You know, and this was the time to experiment with it, you know, Lodge Esquivel, knowing that it's going to be a low block, so you're going to need creative players. Sure, it didn't work out, but I understand the reasoning, hence I'm not going to criticize that decision. You know? And then there was a talk of the fans. Guys, we're not robots. We have emotions. When the team suffers, we suffer also. So just because we are quiet and we get upset, it's the emotion in us. So I would never get the narrative that fans should start singing when things are not going well. Yes, we are there to support, but we are also emotionally invested. It's very difficult for you to sing when you see things are not going well, you know? So the narrative that the fans turn on Sundowns, they're not turning. If you go anywhere else, if you frustrate the local team, the fans get agitated. Hence, when you go away in North Africa, we are like, score an early goal, dominate, and they'll get frustrated. It's a normal thing. You know? And then low block is a very difficult thing to break. I'm going to disagree with Ukumo, who said Rulani didn't come prepared. He came prepared, guys. Low block is a very, very difficult thing. Even his idol, Pep, couldn't break it with us now. You know, because low block against the quality side is such a difficult thing to do. You know, Sundowns tried going sideways. They tried looping the balls. They tried inviting them with Williams playing as a center back. They still stayed behind. We tried the vertical passes. We tried the crossfield passes. Nothing was working. You know. So sometimes we have to understand that, hey, bro, the other team got that tactic spot on and we couldn't break it. We didn't have an answer, and that is fine.
And unlike usual low blocks, with these type of low blocks, you still have to keep an eye on the other side because, you know.
Yeah, I think is the chief low block where you have to keep an eye on the breeze. But again, where I disagree with that somehow with that point is Yanga did almost the same things that PSL teams does. They sit back and they hope to catch us on a counter or cross, and most times PSL teams get those chances and they miss them. You know, and if Richards Bay had defended that one last chance, they would have gotten a point. Most games against low blocks, Sundowns doesn't win by more than one goal. So low block is a problem that we are trying to fix, but it's difficult, you know. And then lastly, before I go to the last one, Ukumo.
Very quickly though.
Okay, quickly. Ukumo. Rulani wanted last Afrikaans name. I don't care about Afrikaans names, but yeah, that guy. But the technical team and the sporting director disagreed with him, and they said no, this is not the kind of player who will fit into our system, and they left him. But he did want a tall striker, to be fair to him. That's that the TD and the rest of the hierarchy disagreed with him. That's why he didn't get that last guy, and instead got Escobar. And then lastly, before anyone says anything,
very quickly,
it's the last point, 8 seconds. Every decision, a major decision, goes through VAR. Just because the ref doesn't go to the monitor doesn't mean a decision wasn't taken. A decision, every decision, major decision is reviewed. So sometimes you should educate the public on how VAR is used. And the goal, it may have been a goal, it may not be a goal. But the VAR said the evidence is inconclusive, so the on-field decision stay. But as a Sundowns fan, I don't care. Even if it's a goal, we can go and report to the nearest station. I don't care. And we benefited, and I have no shame. If at all we benefited.
Okay. I'm gonna jump in.
I benefited and I have no shame.
Let me go to CJ. CJ, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Nah.
Here we go. I know you.
Okay, let me start here. Can all the breadwinners increase their subscription, please, so that we can fix this echo problem? Number one.
It's on TikTok.
Number two, Lucky Star Football is on a journey of getting another one. Can this team win anything without phone call? Yeah? Without brown envelopes? They are saying we benefited. There's a difference between benefiting and there's a difference between corruption. What we witnessed here is blatant corruption. There's no goal line technology here. It is a brown envelope, fourth official. That's it. There's no benefiting here. There is corruption, and I think they should change their colors. They should add black so we can understand green, yellow, and black.
Hey, CJ.
Last but least, Nabi is a brilliant tactician. We've seen low block before, but I think it's more, for me, it was the first time we saw a low block being that effective. The sad part about it is that besides that goal thing, I think young players also must take credit for this. They must take blame for this because they should have done their research. They should have worked on in particular their penalty taking abilities, because knowing fully well that you're going to play a low block, chances are that the match is going to be either you win it by an odd goal or it's going to be a draw. So chances are you are going to go for penalties. You have to do your research. Everyone knows if you want to beat Rowan Williams, kick the ball down in the middle. Everyone knows this thing. You want to beat Rowan, kick it in the middle. He's going to dive. He's a diver, that one. He's a Navy SEAL. He's going to go one way or another. In particular, don't kick the ball to his left-hand side, because that is his strong point. For why a player is going to kick it, in particular, I agree with, I think it was Kumo that was saying, you are left-footed. He knows you are going to kick the ball on the right-hand side and you are going to kick it low. But you know what? I hope Yanga's case is reviewed, and I hope the decision is overturned so that they can come back home. We don't want corruption winners here.
Okay, CJ, but I want to jump in. I feel like I have to say this. On the corruption point, the views expressed by the panel and in the comments are not those of overthinking football. Please don't get me into trouble. Please don't get me into trouble. Gavin, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
Good, and how are you, OT?
I'm good. Gavin, tell me. 0-0, 1-3-2 on penalties. What did you think of the game?
OT, let me greet the CAF semi-final, the CAF Champions Bank finalist, the incoming PSL winner 7 times in a row. Look, it was not pretty. It was expecting it to be pretty at this stage. Any win I will take. We take this win, then we see what's gonna happen there. From now, I'm not expecting any pretty football. Result. I hope that will try and then
your network, Xavier. I don't know what's going on. It's getting worse.
Can you hear me now, Tim?
Yeah, a little bit better. Let's see.
Yeah, and then for those who are on corruption, they must go
It's bad. It's bad, Mhlaba. It's bad. Can I take you off and bring you back on? Cause yeah, it's cutting completely there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you back. It seems that there's something wrong there. Kumo, I want to come to you and say and ask you 2 questions. Number 1, how do you feel about Lodge up to this point that we've seen him in your team? And then number 2, is the problem us that we're not used to seeing CAFs won? I mean, Ahly doesn't play the most beautiful football. Sometimes it looks like tibang. It looks like they're not going to get it through, but they are able to get the wins. Is this how you conquer Africa? And it's just that, Tina, we don't understand that.
First of all, Miss George, you shouldn't bring randoms on Sundowns platforms. I mean, like, I don't believe that their team has ever played a game where VAR was utilized. And if you want to talk about corruption, government, see your Nala when they scored from a goal that was outlined. But anyway, I digress. They forget what the way Lusukisiki paying 100 rand for a Luka game only to lose 2-0. But okay, what was it like your first question? I missed the first part.
Hey, Wanda, how do you feel about Lodge?
Lodge is a great player, man. I think he still needs time to adapt, but he seems to be hitting the ground running. I don't want to single him out because a lot of players of his caliber in Sundowns are also struggling with form and actually playing to their abilities. With Lodge's case, we can say he's new. He's not used to this intensity, this notion that Rulani wants from him. I mean, he has to relearn the Nyoso that was badly taught for him at Pirates, Yeah, man. And for the CAF game, you know what? CAF is all about grinding results. No one really plays beautiful football. Hence why Sundowns is very popular amongst countries who actually participate in CAF games, because they've never seen a team that can actually go toe-to-toe with the likes of Ahly, playing brilliant football, beautiful football, short passes, you know. Unfortunately, we can't say goals now, but in the past years. So without Ahly, hence why you get your lasers, you get intimidation tactics, dugouts, and even Yanga themselves. Hence why they complain. They are scared. Like, Africa is not nice, bruh. We have to do everything by all means. And to put it there on the record, that wasn't a goal. VAR ruled it out. And if you think that's corruption, that's a shame on you, man. Like, that wasn't a goal. You know, if that, like, the entire ball, the entire circumference has to pass the line. If there's even an inchling, an inch touch between the ball and the line, it's not considered a goal. So yeah, man, you can run with that narrative all you want. Sundowns, we won, we moved on to the semi-finals. 1 billion rand each, closer to getting it. And yeah, we move on.
Let me go to Agent. Agent, same two questions to you. How do you feel about Lodge? I know you spoke about him briefly, but how do you feel about him? Maybe you can expand on that a little bit. And then secondly, is it us that don't understand that this is how Africa's won? It's ugly, it's penalties, it's 1 goal wins, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Is it us that are not understanding this?
Which team does he just support? Just want to see something.
He was at Buffalo City Stadium. If that was.
Answer the questions. Don't ask questions. Answer the question.
Sometimes, we must diagnose these illnesses. When someone is being hit left, right, center on the head, you get concussions and it says those kind of things. So you must sometimes diagnose.
Yes, the worst.
But on the last question, it's a tricky one, eh? It's a tricky one because you have a situation where a player is coming and is used to being a main star, and he comes in and you're just another player. That affects you psychologically and mentally and otherwise. And then you come from a team again where you are used to playing very quick football. So you go from one extreme to another, from quick to extremely slow. At Pirates, when you're making a run, someone's gonna pick you up. And sometimes that really happens because they want short distance passes, So we shouldn't shy away from the fact that he is a January signing, and it's been 2 months since he's been here. There has to be a period of adaptation. And I don't know how many people have watched interviews by the little Napoleon, where he said the coach used to put eyes on him that, my guy, relax, cool down. This is Sundowns, Don't make the engine run. Cool. Same thing was said by Take, was that things change when you got there. You told, hey, you don't do that here. The ball runs, you don't run. So he's going through what all these great players went through.
Is his development being rushed a bit? And not say his development. I don't want to say he's
I was about to go there that this integration, it is being rushed. Because of expectations and because he was bought in for that kind of money, and the coach is his favorite. All those things plays a factor.
It's Rulani's signing
Rulani was
almost.
a good player, but we have to loan him out so that he can learn. You know, I doubt you can't loan Lodge at his age, but we have to give him time to adopt. I think I'll start being harsh on him next season. This season, he has a free pass. And then on the African football, we're not used to it. Hence people like Sinje still criticize and Veli still criticize Bafana, coach Hugo Bruce, you know? And sometimes I look at it, but like teams like Ahly, they don't play the most interpressing football.
It's so bad.
But they win the league, so it is what it is. That's the African way. It's the jungle.
Okay. Let me bring in Sinje. And Sinje, as an outsider to this, what do you think about Lodge so far at Sundowns, number one? And then number two, is it us South Africans that just want this beautiful football and people to be blown off the pitch? But, you know, I've been watching Champions League games and a lot of them are just ugly. Like, they're so ugly. Is it maybe an expectation of ours that because Sundowns is not playing well, we don't see it as like progress per se?
Listen, I think with the difference between Champions League and other major football tournaments and leagues is that be it ugly, it becomes convincing.
Okay.
And when it's a scrappy win or a tough win, you actually see that it was very tactical. It's a tactical approach. It's intentional, and you could see what you want to achieve. Then when it's a battle of those two things, then that's where the ugliness comes in, of which me, personally, I don't mind. Part and parcel of football. There are games that are going to be flowing. There are games whereby it's going to be two buffaloes going at each other, and the strongest one and the more compact one wins. And it's the nature of the game. I don't mind when teams sit and close all the channels, because that's how you want to beat Sundowns. Because you look at your roster, you look at the capabilities of your roster, and you realize that, okay, the best way to beat Sundowns based on our strength and what we have at our disposal is closing these channels. And by closing them, certain pockets are going to be exposed, and we are going to play those the ball in those pockets. It's not going to be a beautiful game, but that's what's going to give us results. Because at the end of the day, we want to lift the trophy. We want to advance to the semi-finals of the Champions League. You know, I can't blame coaches for that, because at the end of the day, you want to win. So that I really don't. I think Yanga had a nice game plan. I won't lie. I could see what Nabi is trying to do, and for me, it spoke to the type of coach that he is, the type of technician that he is, the type of tactician that he is. And it was beautiful, man, and it was beautiful to see Rulani as well as a coach. I don't think if there's someone that is doubting Rulani as a coach now, really needs to have their mind examined, because I think in this game he's demonstrated why he's the head coach of Sundowns, and undoubtedly why he's advancing to the semi-finals, even though brown envelopes were involved, you know. But yeah, it's Rulani at the end of the day.
Before you move on to Lodge, I want to ask you, and I'm going to ask Agent this when you're finished. Does Rulani have a panic in him in these games, where like it's easy most of the season, but then when he gets here, is there an element of panic in him?
Of course there is.
Sometimes forgets that it's an ugly game.
Of course there is. You must understand that. I think CAF is where they actually, the team gets to make the money that they are spending, you know. This is where they get to balance the balance sheets in terms of the operation budget of Sundowns as well. So he has to win. You must understand, Sundowns have paid 150 million that year, and he only had 10 million, and he didn't have any silverware. This is the year that he must also get something besides the ABSA championship. You know, they've got they had like 75 million So this is also a platform for them to go to the World Club Cup as well, which is where Sundowns also want to be at the end of the day. So you are going to get some sort of panic, and rightfully so. He has to panic because this means something as well to the team, the advancement of the team, the growth of the team, the level of the team, the status of the team as well. So this is it's also very, very important as well to him. So, and I think that's where you actually get to see that probably this is also part and parcel of what is stipulated in his contract as well as the head coach of Sundowns. This is what it means for you to be a head coach at Sundowns as well.
Very quickly on Lodge.
That one is that one. I think that one it doesn't deserve my airtime. That one it does not deserve my utterances.
Okay.
That one is just. I think it now is part and parcel of history of South African football. Agent, my friend, it's nice to see that your Zinyoga team is doing what it's good at.
It was going
Lucky
so
Star
well.
number 2 on its way.
It was going so well. Hey, Speech. Okay, thank you for joining me. I want to go back to Agent to ask him the same question about Rulani. Agent, is there a spot of panic in Rulani at times? And is this where maybe we see the, how do I put it? Where we see, not even experience, where we see that, Sundowns, the unfairness of Sundowns not having this type of competition throughout the year, that now it's hot. And he can't build up that experience like that. Maybe, if that makes sense.
He easily blinks. Even in PSL, when things are not going well, he blinks first. And we call that clean the kitchen sink. I think I've made this point several times, that when you give Rulani time to give substitutions in a less pressured environment, he'll get all of them spot on. Not even one wrong, all of them spot on. But put him on the spot at high stakes, he gets all of them wrong. That's why I feel like he has to have a balance where if he can get half of them right in high pressure games and half of them right in low pressure games, I would take that. And I think the lack thereof of competition, for me, it's a psychological thing for Rulani, that he tinkers too much because he's trying to invent new ways of winning games for this competition, So now, when you tinker too much, what do they say? Too much cooked spoil the broth, So it's a case of sometimes you overdo it and you spoil the thing, But again, I feel like he's one of the most adaptable coaches. He learns his lessons and he moves on. That's what I like about him, And lastly, I want to say that as a request in your background, you must screenshot consensus Oxford Dictionary so that you can differentiate corruption, error, because I know English is trouble for my people there in Soweto, I know, so you must correct that error there, because and maybe a translation, into Zulu, Tswana, Sotho, so that everyone can understand, So I think we should do that.
You guys are the worst. It goes so well, and then it was off ramp. Thank you to everybody that joined me tonight. For those who have not followed, please follow. I see we got to 33,000 likes. Thank you. Okay, look, let me round it off very quickly so I can close. Here's my thing. I like it when Sundowns struggles. And the reason why I like it when Sundowns struggles is because that's where the coaching is. I think Rulani has a very easy job throughout the season. But for Rulani to grow, you need pressure, right? And that's why I say, when I say I like it when they struggle, it's not to say that I want them to lose. But for Sundowns to get better, you need more teams to give them different challenges. And if they're only going to see challenges Kari knockouts to Champions League. What happens then? Right? Or one of the few times that they see it. So that's my thing. I feel the same about my own teams. I don't like all the other teams in the league. I don't like it when they come to Sundowns and they go, did you see what they did? Oh, they're so good. I'm just going to sit back. No, figure out how to get past that so that you can also grow. I think Rulani suffers from two things. It's idle hands on the one side, where, you know, throughout the season, you have to be your own bar, you have to be your own creative, you have to be your own new people, you have to be like, you have to come up with new things to keep yourselves entertained, right? So I feel like sometimes he tinkers so much with these ideas that he has and these all of this that he might be able to lose himself at points, right? Or lose, like for now, for example, Sundowns is playing a game that I understand the idea behind it, why he's playing like that. But then my question then becomes, if you see that it's not working, how easy will it be for you to revert back? And then number two is the blinking. And it's the secondary reason why I would love to see teams challenge Sundowns, and not stupid, not pound for pound, but to challenge Sundowns, because he has it in him where he blinks first, as Agent said, where, you know, there'll come a time at a certain point of the match where he will do something out of character. Last match, the first match versus Yanga, I think what helped him was that Gamondi also started doing random things on his side, right? But then in this game, you know, he made some this game where he made some midfield changes and all of that stuff. The difference really between Abu Ahly and him, for example, is that Ahly does not blink. Ahly could be playing the most ugliest football you'll ever see in your life, but they'll have the belief that this ugly football will take us forward, right? So I think that's the last part for Sundowns, where, you know, Ahly is resolute, very resolute with playing how they play and seeing it out, as ugly as it can be. I think sometimes Rulani, instead of seeing it out ugly, he tries to make like a creative change or one of those high-level changes. And I don't think Africa is the place for all of those things. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Arsenal on top, guys. That's all I'm going to say. The schedule is a bit tough because we've got games like tomorrow, Banyana is playing and Sundowns is playing. Very weird, but both of them are playing at the same time. So we don't have our open shows anymore. But my team is at the top, guys. Arsenal is at the top. We're going to win that thing. Guys, if you have not followed, please follow. Remember, the show is on Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. Unless, like tomorrow, we have a 7:30 watch along. Tomorrow we're going to be watching Banyana and Sundowns, those games together. And then Friday we're going to, Friday is the members show where my members, the contributors, get their own show that they run. They vote for the topics. I speak to them. We speak as we speak in the WhatsApp group. A lot of the people you've heard are in the WhatsApp group, and it's amazing, the conversation that we have in there. If you want to be part of that, I learn a lot. I also get to sharpen my own thoughts and also get to hear from other people that know a lot more than I know about different things. That WhatsApp group is incredible. Go on over to YouTube, click on subscribe, click on join. I'll let you in. One more time, guys. Thank you to everybody that watched. Thank you to everybody that watched this show on YouTube, on TikTok. Thank you to those who commented. Thank you to those who joined the panels. You know, guys, this show is made so that we can speak. Guys, I'll see you then tomorrow, 7:30, for the games that are going to be playing. Let's support Banyana. Second leg versus Nigeria. They're 1 goal down, but they are playing at Loftus. So let's see if we can't get behind them and give them that little vavavoom so that they can win, because a win takes them to the Olympics, and we can't have an Olympics where the champions, the Women's African Cup of Nations champions, are not taking part. We can't. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, thank you for 35,000 likes. Danko.